Hey guys, this is Kenny at learnhowtoprosper.com, and I'm over at masterthebookofmormon.com. I was just going to say, I heard an evangelical preacher. He's quite, I actually like him. I listen to a lot of his content because I like listening to inspiring people who love God. But man, he went on a tirade about um, the fact that the Book of Mormon's evil and that you should throw it out of your house. And, he's entitled to his opinion, but I think it's very ignorant. And it's just fascinating to me that people spend so much time trashing on other religions. And especially, I don't know what it is about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but, it really, really irks uh, certain people that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that they don't subscribe to the creedal belief of God, which is always kind of fascinating to me about the Trinity and those types of things. It was just some dudes that got together for political reasons, mostly pagans, and made a creed that, for the most part, is now dictating, um, I don't know, a good proportion of the believers across all these different evangelical and Protestant branches. So it doesn't bother me. We believe that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the restored church of Christ upon the earth. That's it. That's what we believe. It's what I believe. It's my firm conviction. But it, but I do not believe that other people who don't believe as we do are going to go to hell. I had this conversation with a guy. He's a president over one of the evangelical branches, and we ended up in an airport. We had a couple of hours to talk. And, I said, now I know that you believe I'm going to hell, but I have to tell you, I don't believe you're going to hell. I believe that because you're a good and a godly man, that you're going to do amazing things in this life and the life after. And in fact, we don't even really much believe in the concept. We believe in something called perdition or outer darkness, but that's for a very rare circumstance. In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and in the Church of Jesus Christ as it was originally instituted, we talked about the glories, the glory of the sun, the glory of the stars, the glory of the moon, the three celestial glories, the celestial, terrestrial, and telestial. And these were powerful kingdoms that pretty much most all people will be a part of, and that you get to choose where you want to be according to your desire to exhibit faith, follow God, and um, and use your agency to choose. So there you go. Anyway, um, if you are not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and you found this site, I hope you will look into the Book of Mormon. Read it. It's not evil. Come on. It talks of Christ. It has Christ in it more than the Bible by far. If you look at the total Bible, and even equal to or more than what's in the New Testament. So these prophets and men and women that lived and came from the old world to the new had an opportunity to come, and the Lord is always giving his people a chance to as many chances as he can for people to come and learn and grow and choose him if they want to. And that's what happened. These people came over, and it's a fascinating history. And if you come out to Master the Book of Mormon, you can see on the map, it kind of shows the kind of the land of what is the Book of Mormon as best we has surmised. And it's got you can go and see all the different, just by mousing over these different places, you can see as best we can determine the movement of the people, the different types of people, where they were. Now, what I like to do usually is I come to these flashcards, and it will bring up a random chapter for me to look at to. So today it looks like this one. It says many This is fascinating. Wow, it touches exactly on what I was just talking about at the beginning of this. Thank you for bringing me to this chapter, because I think this is really important. The Book of Mormon. One of the things that Nephi, one of the prophets of the Book of Mormon, he sees our day. And like Isaiah and Enoch and Moses and so many, Adam, Abraham, so many saw. And he was able to in essence prophesy the way certain things are going to be seen and handled by the people in our day, this very day we live in. And here in this chapter, it says, many Gentiles, meaning many people, of and Gentiles can mean merely those who are not of the house of Israel, or those who are not under the covenant of Abraham. And by the way, anyone can come under that covenant by choosing to follow God. And I'll go into that in another day. But right here, what he's saying is many people will reject the Book of Mormon, saying they already have a Bible. Isn't that true today? That's what that evangelical person, not only, he was going further and saying, not only do we have a Bible, but it's evil. And he calls it the Mormon's Bible. We don't have a Bible. It's not a separate Bible. As you'll see, I have a whole other website that I've created called Master the New Testament, and another one, Master the Old Testament. And you can follow this channel and you'll learn more about those. Because of course we believe strongly, I do, and so do all those that I are my peers in my community of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, believe in the Bible strongly. I love the Bible, but we also, the Book of Mormon is just a history of another people, and guess what, folks? There are many other histories of other people as well that will all be made manifest, at some point in time. But just like this person is saying, many Gentiles reject the Book of Mormon, saying they already have a Bible. The Lord speaks to many nations. He will judge the world out of the books which will be written. All nations will have his word. It's so true. Many Gentiles will say, we have a Bible. We need no more Bible. The Lord speaks to many nations. Let's see. I'm going to identify this chapter. I added this new, you can ask AI 20 questions to get closer. I happen to know that this particular portion is in Second Nephi, and where you can kind of see that he talks about Nephi does he prophesies about the coming forth of the Book of Mormon, and the Book of Mormon comes forth in 27. Many false churches in the last days, and then he talks about. And there are many false churches. There are many that profess to know Christ, and they don't really know him. Because I think anyone who knew Jesus Christ honestly and truly from their heart, and perhaps weren't making their ministry more about them and maybe priestcraft, which is making money from it. If they truly knew Christ, they would not say that the Book of Mormon was evil. It's such a joke. Evil? Go read it. Come on, man. It's okay. You know what? Listen, they've been told this and taught it. It's the traditions of their fathers. I get it. I know how these things happen. So it's chapter 29. We need no more Bible. If we want to, yeah, many Gentiles will say we have a Bible. We need no more Bible. Right. So let's go take a look at this chapter. And sometimes, I like to just do this quick AI. Where am I at time-wise? I'm getting long here. AI, and just maybe, what can I apply from this chapter today? I want to take a look at that. The Lord directly addresses a common attitude of the latter days. The rejection of new or additional scripture because we got a Bible, we need no more Bible. It's kind of laughable because they say, well, after Deuteronomy, it said that there could be no more other books. And then if you look at the timeline, there were many books after Deuteronomy. Of course, there was many other books after other books where they said there'd be no more books. So it's a misunderstanding. And, obviously the Lord is a living God, and he will continue to reveal his word to his living prophets. And in all cases, those prophets are writing that word down, and in the Lord's own due time, he will expose this word to the people. And like as per, most people reject the Bible. Many people reject the Bible. Many people reject the Book of Mormon. It's too bad because there's so much in it. That's why I love it, and I think it's powerful, and I think it was written for us, for our day. And you don't have to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to gain great insight from it. So I encourage you to do that. But just like you said, we have got a Bible. We need no more Bible for us today. This chapter offers a powerful personal application regarding humility, spiritual complacency, and our willingness to receive ongoing guidance from God. I don't know why people are so concerned about receiving ongoing guidance from God. Maybe it's just they don't want to believe that that it's some, faith or religion outside their own, which I guess I can understand that. First, the Lord rebukes the idea that he has spoken all his words to only one nation or in only one book, asking a Bible, nay, we've got a Bible, and there cannot be any more Bible. Applying this principle means guarding against spiritual closure, the dangerous assumption that we already know all that God has to say, or that he has ceased speaking to his children. I want to really make that strong point. He has not ceased speaking to his children. Why would he? God our Father, one of the other things I don't like about the creedal notion of this Trinity of God is in that notion, and this is not biblical, by the way, in that notion of the creedal, he's saying that it's being said that God has these creatures that he created. Instead of what it truly is, God is our Father. He is our Father in heaven. And if you want to learn more about that, I have over at purpose.learnhowtoprosper.com. I share with you my purpose of life. You can read through that if you'd like to. But it's kind of laughable because even the Nicene Creed is not biblical, because we know from Genesis, and you can follow through that. And then, of course, in the New Testament, Jesus talks of God, his Father, our Father, that he's our brother, and that we are his children. So it's not even biblical. I don't know why people buy into that, but I'm not going to go on that rant. Applying this principle means guarding against spiritual closure. Just as the Lord reminds us that he remembers all nations and speaks to them by his word, we're invited to keep our hearts and minds open to ongoing personal revelation and the expanded truths found in the Book of Mormon and modern prophetic counsel. Second, the chapter teaches how we should respond to the word of God when it comes forth. The Lord warns against murmuring because of more of his word in our daily lives. This encourages us to eagerly embrace all of God's scriptures rather than taking them for granted or setting them aside once we feel we're familiar with them. By prayerfully studying the Book of Mormon alongside the Bible, we demonstrate to the Lord that we value his voice in all its expressions, helping us to draw closer to him and avoid the spiritual stagnation that comes from self-sufficiency. I want to make a promise right now. I don't care who you are and where you reside or what your faith tradition is. I make a promise that if you read the Book of Mormon sincerely, with a sincere heart, and seek to understand it, that you will become closer to God. It's impossible not to, because you have to understand the role of the Book of Mormon is to do just that. It's to bring others unto Christ. It's the second witness of Jesus Christ. You have you have the Bible, now you have the Book of Mormon, and they witness of Jesus Christ. I invite you to come learn for yourself and not listen to many of these Gentiles that say Bible, we need no more for a Bible. Those who are saying that it's an evil, wicked book. That is foolishness, and the only way to refute that is to you yourself go read it and come to know for yourself. And you can do that right here. If you want to come here and study, you can just come here to the chapter reader. You can see all of the different chapters. And I created this filter. If you want to just see everywhere where Christ's voice is found, look at all the different books where it's his voice directly or his voice through prophets, and you can go and read those if you'd like to and learn more. Of course, the entire chapter of 3rd Nephi, I think, is so powerful because you can see in some of these pictures that it represents Christ himself coming to among these people. And there's a terrible destruction that happens as was prophesied. Then to those who remain, he comes among them and he teaches them many of the same things that he taught in the New Testament. And you can go through each of these chapters through, really, if you want to get right to it, you can go to 3rd Nephi chapter 8, because that's kind of interesting. 8 and 9, it kind of talks about the great destruction, the 3 days of darkness that were prophesied, by the way, by a prophet, Samuel, the Lamanite. You can learn more about that in the Book of Mormon, reading in Helaman. And then as you go through this, he talks about, this terrible destruction that Christ gathers his people, and then he appears. And, it's so powerful. And just go read it. Go know for yourself. And listen, what if this were true? And of course, I believe it is true. But what if you yourself came to know this was true? It would completely change your life. You can't see life the same way after knowing these things. And that's why I created this website. I just want to expose as many people as I can to the wonder, the awe, the beauty, the majesty, the miracle that is the Book of Mormon. I hope you'll read it, and that's my belief. It's my strong conviction. I love it. I love you guys, wherever you are, and honestly, it doesn't bother me if you hate this or hate me or hate the Book of Mormon, because my conviction is such that, and I'm on a mission to share this with all my heart, and I want people to come to know it, and some people will. I know that some people will come to know it, and they'll be, and because of that, it'll be a blessing in their lives, and that's why I'm here. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks so much, guys. Again, if you want to learn more about all of my doings and happenings, you can go over to learnhowtoprosper.com. And I just think I've got 4 pillars that I cover. It's health, wealth, relationships, and faith. Faith being, I think, the most important and the most foundational of all, because once you have this in place, all the other things naturally fall into place. You want to have good health, then understand and know God. You want to have wealth in your life, and enough sufficient to meet your needs, and then some, then come to know God and follow Him. You will, he will guide you and to all the wells of peace and plenty. And then, of course, obviously, relationships. You want to have deep and meaningful relationships with your family and the things that matter most. Then faith is the foundation. So that is that's why I do this. And I hope you'll take a minute. And with that, I'm going to sign off for today. Have a fantastic, wonderful, blessed, spectacular, stupendous day. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.